diplomat Seraphina Voss, a prominent figure from the aquatic planet of Celestia, embarked on a diplomatic mission to a well-known planet in the Arcturus system called Raestron Prime, a bustling hub of galactic commerce and intrigue. Her mission? To negotiate trade opportunities that could bring prosperity to her water-covered homeworld. Seraphina, with her iridescent scales and intricate ceremonial gown, made quite the spectacle as she navigated the crowded corridors of the Raestron Prime trading district, especially her suit, as it had to continually pump water into her body to keep her hydrated. The negotiations were set against the backdrop of the cosmopolitan capital city, a marvel of architecture with towering spires that seemed to pierce the heavens of space. Seraphina, however, couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that lingered in the air like an unseen storm on the horizon. Late one evening, after a promising round of negotiations, Seraphina was abducted from her luxurious suite. A mysterious figure cloaked in shadows slipped into her room, rendering her unconscious with a swift injection of an unknown substance. When she awoke, Seraphina found herself in an unfamiliar, dimly lit chamber, restrained and disorientated. The leader of her captors, a humanoid figure with a twisted, metallic visage, revealed himself as Zethrak, a member of a sinister, metallic-bodied species seeking to destabilize interstellar relations. Zethrak had forged an alliance with a malevolent race known as the Mekros, a relentless force of machine AIs determined to eradicate humanoid life at all costs. Zethrak explained his species were technologically linked to the Mekros, and his species had ways to sync with their cerebral cores to guide their behavior. It seemed extremely scary, but was it true? Meanwhile, back on Celestia, news of Seraphina's abduction reached the highest echelons of power. The Celestia Special Forces, called Gamma Hydra, an elite unit trained for underwater and interstellar missions, launched an immediate rescue operation. Led by Commander KL Drakkar, a seasoned warrior with a cybernetic implant that enhanced his aquatic abilities, the team set course for Raestron Prime. The atmosphere on Raestron Prime had shifted dramatically. Dark clouds and eerie fog shrouded the once vibrant city. And just then, unexpectedly, the Mekros suddenly descended from the sky, their metallic bodies moving with an eerie synchronization. Panic gripped the streets, and the once bustling commerce district transformed into a nightmarish Armageddon. The Mekros launched an enormous, vicious attack on the planet. Terrifying colored energy beams pierced the ominous sky as the beings destroyed one building at a time with a complete disregard for organic life. The city smelled of death and burning flesh as the world of Raestron Prime was tortured and burned to a cinder. As the attack was occurring, Commander Drakkar and his team arrived and infiltrated Raestron Prime under the cover of the chaos. Their mission objective was twofold: rescue Seraphina and thwart the Mekros invasion. The city echoed with the clashing of steel and the hum of alien machinery as the Celestial Special Forces engaged the relentless enemy. In the heart of the conflict, Seraphina seized an opportunity to escape her captors. With agility honed by years of underwater diplomacy, she slipped through the shadows, avoiding the mechanical sentinels patrolling the chamber. As she navigated the labyrinth of corridors, Seraphina discovered the true extent of Zethrak's plan. A colossal portal pulsating with energy that would allow the Mekros to swarm Celestia, just as they had with Raestron Prime. Back on Celestia, the planet's leaders struggled to grasp the severity of the situation. The Mekros, unstoppable and relentless, carved a path of destruction through Raestron Prime. The city's once proud spires now crumbled, and the citizens faced the grim reality of a potential genocide. The Gamma Hydra fought valiantly, their cybernetic enhancements giving them an edge against the relentless Mekros, especially from the ground. Commander Drakkar, with his piercing eyes and determination, led the charge. The fate of both Celestia and Raestron Prime hung in the balance. As Seraphina reached the heart of the city, she encountered the Celestia Special Forces battling the Mekros in a desperate attempt to close the portal they arrived from. The clash of technology and sheer willpower reverberated through the air. Seraphina joined forces with teams of the Special Forces armies, her aquatic abilities complementing the cybernetic enhancement well and added to the fight. Just as victory seemed within reach, Zethrak emerged, wielding an ancient artifact that amplified his control over the Mekros. The battle reached fever pitch as the Mekros surged forward, threatening to overwhelm the defenders. In the midst of the chaos, Zethrak locked eyes with Seraphina and uttered a cryptic message about the true purpose of the Mekros. Before he could reveal more, a blinding light engulfed the battlefield. The Mekros, Zethrak, and the Celestia Special Forces vanished, leaving behind an eerie and mysterious silence. Seraphina found herself alone, standing amidst the ruins of Raestron Prime. The once vibrant city now lay in ruins, and now the fate of her homeworld was at risk of sharing Raestron Prime's fate. So, what was the nature of the Mekros, the fate of Commander Drakkar and the Special Forces, and the ultimate destiny of Celestia? The interstellar drama had only just begun, and the answers to the unfolding mystery remained shrouded in uncertainty. The blinding light that enveloped the battlefield gradually dissipated, revealing a desolate landscape where Raestron Prime once thrived. Seraphina, disorientated and surrounded by the ruins of the city, struggled to comprehend the mysterious disappearance of the Mekros, Zethrak, and the Celestia Special Forces. Where did they go? And were they still alive? In the aftermath, a chilling silence settled over the devastated metropolis. The air, once filled with the hum of machinery and the echoes of battle, now hung heavy with an unsettling stillness. Seraphina, her eyes scanning the ruins, felt an ominous presence lingering in the air. A holographic message flickered to life before her, projecting an image of the forsaken Zethrak. His metallic visage seemed distorted, a manifestation of his twisted connection to the Mekros. In cryptic tones, he spoke of an ancient prophecy that foretold the rise of the Mekros as harbingers of change, claiming that their true purpose was beyond mere destruction. As Seraphina attempted to unravel the meaning of Zethrak's words, a distant rumble heralded the return of the Mekros through a deep blue spiraling portal in the local solar system. They broke through the remaining planetary defenses as they reached Raestron Prime. It was like history was repeating itself, but this time they seemed more menacing and terrifying than ever. The ground trembled beneath her feet, As the metallic forms materialize seemingly out of nowhere, their collective consciousness apparently synchronized with the very fabric of reality. In the chaos that ensued, Seraphina found herself torn between the remnants of the Celestia Special Forces and the awe-inspiring but petrifying Mekros. Commander Drakkar, emerging from the shadows, explained to Seraphina that their sudden disappearance was a side effect of a temporal disruption caused by Zethrak's immense artifact. The Mekros, it seemed, were not mindless destroyers, but beings displaced in time, seeking to restore a balance upset by the ancient conflict. Zethrak, driven by misguided ambition, aimed to harness their power for his own gain. With the Mekros closing in, Commander Drakkar devised a daring plan to confront Zethrak and sever his control over the alien race. Seraphina, now an integral part of this interstellar struggle, embraced her role in unraveling the mysteries that threatened both Celestia and Raestron Prime. Seraphina and some of the Celestial Special Forces decided they had to find out more about the history of the Mekros to understand their motives. So, they navigated the remnants of the city. They discovered a hidden chamber containing a repository of ancient knowledge. Seraphina, with her innate connection to water, sensed a profound energy emanating from a crystalline structure. It held the key to understanding the Mekros' true purpose and how to stop them. The Celestia Special Forces, now allied with Seraphina, embarked on a perilous journey to confront Zethrak and disrupt the artifact's influence. Along the way, they encountered the remains of Raestron Prime's population, survivors determined to rebuild their shattered lives and help the Celestia soldiers where they could. The final confrontation unfolded within the depths of the ruined city. Zethrak, wielding the artifact with manic determination, stood atop a platform surrounded by the massive, awakened Mekros. Commander Drakkar, Seraphina, and the Gamma Hydra launched a coordinated assault, pushing themselves to the limit, firing their specialized aquatic energy weapons. As the battle reached its climax, Seraphina tapped into the ancient knowledge embedded in the crystalline structure. She carefully channeled the power of water, merging it with the artifact's energy, creating a torrential force that disrupted the Mekros' synchronization and slowly took away the advantage that the Mekros had had for the entire battle. In the midst of the chaos, Zethrak's control seemed to somewhat waver. A powering down-like sound occurred, and Zethrak's red eyes turned to black. But the Mekros, no longer bound by his influence, paused in their onslaught and shut off their deadly weapon arrays, bringing a temporary peace to Raestron Prime. Out of nowhere, almost sensing the Mekros were destined for defeat, a temporal rift manifested in the sky for everyone to see. Everything from trees to random fauna, soldiers, and a variety of structures were lifted upward at a tremendous pace and velocity, forcibly pulling the unfortunate Zethrak as well as the Mekros into the depths of the unknown void. Over the hours that followed, the city planet of Raestron Prime, now scarred by the conflict, began to stabilize. The Gamma Hydra, Commander Drakkar, and Seraphina stood amidst the ruins, contemplating the cost of their victory. Then, like in a vision, a holographic projection of Zethrak appeared once more, his voice echoing a warning of an impending cosmic upheaval in a deep and sinister tone, but with no context to provide clarity. Then, without warning, his hologram disintegrated, like his digital form had been eaten by a horrendous force that even he couldn't contend with. Just before the message concluded, the ground shook with uncontrolled violence, with a colossal figure emerging from the sky. A being of cosmic energy and ethereal grace. Its presence, both mesmerizing and terror-inducing, left the survivors and heroes of Raestron Prime in awe-driven fear. As the being extended a luminous hand towards Seraphina, a dark-looking portal materialized behind it. The being revealed the urgency of an impending cosmic catastrophe occurring as they spoke, imploring Seraphina and the remnants of Raestron Prime to join the cosmic struggle for existence. The survivors faced an uncertain fate as they hesitated, staring at the threshold of the portal's event horizon, the unknown reality beckoning with promises and perils. So will that be the end of the Mekros? Will they attack other worlds, including Celestia? And now his control is broken, what role will Zethrak play with indoctrinating the alien machines into more ongoing destruction? For answers to these questions and more, keep checking in as we write Volume 2 of this sci-fi horror story arc called The Diplomat. Thanks everyone for checking in for yet another Chronicles of Ghoul sci-fi horror story. I really appreciate you joining me for this one, and if you want to see more stories like this, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for all channel notifications. Remember, if you have some amazing sci-fi stories that you'd like to be read out by me on the channel, send them to my email on the channel's About page, including how you wish to be credited, and I'll get around to reading them soon. Thanks again, and I'll catch you soon.